So Will Smith has come out and made some comments. I read a little bit of this article before I decided to do a video, and yeah, it's a mixed bag, I guess, or it looks that way at first. Article about it in the comics, and the title is Will Smith throws support behind Black Lives Matter, proposes critical race theory be renamed truth theory. Yeah, that part I disagree with wholeheartedly. Critical race theory is a racist bullshit academia thing that it's just pseudo bullshit is what it is, but oh well. Anyway, Hollywood actor Will Smith has officially thrown his support behind the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, that kind of had me a little. That one I have a little bit mixed feelings on because, like, when it comes to BLM, like, there's two BLMs. There's BLM the movement, and there's BLM the organization. Now, the movement, I don't think is as bad. I mean, they still annoy the shit out of me, and they probably are responsible for burning down a few cities. But that could also just be the organization. Like, I'm not as fully aware of the two, but. So this could not be as bad as maybe some people might think, but it's still pretty bad in my opinion. With the actor recently calling the group perfection in regards to the marketing of our ideas and even exposing critical race theory, proposing that critical race theory be renamed truth theory, which is bullshit. But hey, he's a Hollywood actor, so I guess I shouldn't really expect much. Like, expecting reasoning from Hollywood actors, like expecting. Well, it's like expecting Hollywood to produce an original idea, I suppose. This is difficult. This is a difficult area to discuss, but I feel like the simplicity of Black Lives Matter was perfect, or Burn Loot Murder was perfect, said the Bad Boy for Life star in a recent interview with GQ. Anybody who tries to debate Burn Loot Murder looks ridiculous. So when I talk about the marketing of our ideas, Burn Loot Murder was perfection. From a standpoint of getting it done, Burn Loot Murder gets it done. Oh yeah. They really get it done. Burning down cities, calling everyone a racist, acting like all white people are the devil. Yeah, they're a real good organization. Or movement or whatever. And, like, I've seen people actually make counter arguments to BLM. They don't sound ridiculous. Will Smith sounds ridiculous. He sounds like an out-of-touch douchebag. But then again, he is a talentless hack at this point, so I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. I mean, really, I've seen people try to debate BLM. Like, there is no debate. BLM does not talk to people. It's either you're with us or you're against us. It's like a child throwing a temper tantrum, basically. So that's what he's throwing his hat in with. Smith then segued into defund the police territory by claiming that the slogan and associated movement does not have the same impact that the Burn the Mirror movement has because defund the police doesn't get it done no matter how good the ideas are. I'm not saying we shouldn't defund the police, the actor added. I'm saying just don't say that because then people who would help you won't. I mean, yeah. So, like, it's not all bad, I think, in what he's saying, not all of it anyway. Like, well, I guess it depends on how you look at it. On the particular topic, Smith was also eager to offer his opinion on the movement calling to either defund or abolish the police. Eager to offer his opinion on this particular topic, Smith continued, so abolish or defund the police, I would love if we could just say defund the bad police. Yes, and that is kind of what I think the BLM movement and the abolish the police groups seem to be missing. It's like you want to get rid of the bad police, not the police in general. Quote, it's almost like I want, as Black Americans, for us to change our marketing for the new position we're in. The Suicide Squad actor further elaborated. Regarding the recent school and thoughts which have given life to movements such as Burn the Murder and defund the police, Smith proposed now to rename the controversial concept of critical race theory to truth theory. Now That I do think is bad, just because it implies that it's a good thing. Like critical race theory it's intellectually dishonest. It's racist in my opinion, or at least it comes off that way. It's again pseudo bullshit, or it's bullshit and pseudoscience as far as I'm concerned. Quote, so critical race theory, just call it truth theory. Smith suggested the pendulum is swinging in our direction beautifully, and no, it's not. And there's a certain humility that will most capitalize on the movement for the future of Black Americans without discounting the difficulty and pain and the emotion. Smith comments on the defund the police movement echoed a statement he made last year when the actor claimed to have racially abused by the police several times in his youth. I would call bullshit, but some police are assholes. But at the same time, it's like these people are attention whores, so I have to take what they say with a grain of salt. So Smith could be bullshitting people here. It's a very possibility. I grew up in Philadelphia. I grew up under Mayor Rizzo. He went from the chief of police to becoming the mayor, and he had an iron hand. I've been called the N-word by the cops in Philly on more than 10 occasions. Smith said he had white kids were happy with cops when cops showed up, and my heart always started pounding. Whilst mentioning the police moved with impunity when he was younger. At the time, he also touched on the protests led by the Burn the Murder movement following the death of George Floyd, who died of, I think it was fentanyl or something. Not the police emulating Colin Kaepernick on his neck, saying that we are in a circumstance that we've never been in before. The entire globe has stood up and said to the African American people, we see you and we hear you. How can we help? We've never been there before. Oh, for God's sakes, you act like this is the 1950s, you stupid asshole. He continued, peaceful protests put a mirror to the demonic imagery of your oppressor, and peaceful. They burn down buildings and kill people if they get in their way. I don't see how this movement is peaceful, but okay. And the more still you are in your peaceful protest, the more clear and mirror is for your oppressor, for the world to see, and for them to see themselves. Yeah, here's the thing, that you're not oppressed, you stupid troglodyte. Perhaps Smith isn't aware of the fact that Burn the Murder protests aren't actually peaceful and actually managed to turn people off from their side last year. With net approval for the social justice movements plummeting on account of the riots continuous prompted by its violent attendees. Yeah, it's true. Like, they're not a movement a lot of people like. I consider them a hate group, to be perfectly honest with you, but according to a poll conducted by the Marquette Law School, 61% of respondents approved Burn the Murder protest in June of 2020, while only 36% of people being surveyed disapproved them. However, by August that same year, a follow-up poll revealed that, quote, approval for the movement declined in August, with 48% approving and 48% disapproving. Facts may not be Smith's forte regarding this particular topic. After all, the actor is one of the many artists who believes that Georgia's new voting bill is racist in nature, a belief which prompted him and director Antoni Fuqua to pull production in their movie Emancipation from the State. In a joint statement, Smith and Fuqua, how you pronounce that name, declared, we cannot in good conscience provide economic support to a government that enacts regressive voting laws that are designed to restrict voter access. The new Georgia voting law are reminiscent of voting implements that were passed at the end of the Reconstruction to prevent many Americans from voting. Regrettably, we feel compelled to move our film production work from Georgia to another state, concluded the statement. Yeah, and this is why I despise Hollywood now, is they've become more of activists instead of entertainers. Like, you're jesters. I don't give a shit about your politics. If you don't like something, fine. Protest about outside of your work, but don't it's just, this is stupid. And like I said, I don't think everything Will Smith said was ignorant, basically. I don't think it was all intellectually dishonest. Like, I do agree that we should defund bad police. Like, bad cops should be held accountable. But he might change on that. He might just say one day, oh yeah, no, get rid of all police. As for the whole him having a problem with facing racial problems with cops when he was a kid, that I want to call bullshit there, but at the same time, it's a possibility. I mean, we always see videos of cops acting out now and abusing their authority, so it's possible that back then he probably did encounter some who had no problem with doing that and just doing as they please with carte blanche. So it is a possibility, but at the same time, these actors, they are hyperbolic assholes and drama queens and attention whores, so there's a possibility he is also lying. And, yeah, no. So, all around, yeah, no, fuck Will Smith. I will say that. Even if I may not disagree with some things he said, yeah, no, fuck him. Like, critical race theory is evil, in my opinion. It's racist. It's punishing people for the actions, or blaming people for the actions of people from generations ago who have been dead for, I think, a century or two. So, yeah, fuck him. Just fuck him. He can go to hell. He can go to hell and die. And that's my overall response to the article is just, yeah, Will Smith must not be doing so hot when it comes to getting work. Then again, what little I've seen of his acting chops, his acting ain't that great. To me, at least. Again, these are mostly opinions, and you'll probably disagree with me on this. But yeah, no, fuck Will Smith on this. And he must be not doing so hot to have to resort to virtue signaling is all I can really guess. But anyway, yeah, that's the article. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have a nice day, and remember the game was rigged from the start.